Happy Saturday, my friends. I promise I'm not going to sing the whole time. Can't guarantee all the times. But good morning. How's everyone doing? I'll pause. It'll be like my 5-year-old watches like those interactive cartoons where they're like, "What's your name?" And then they just pause and stare creepily at the screen. That's what I'm going to do today. I'll sing to you and I'll also have very long pauses where I just look at the camera, waiting for you to answer. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that. Well, we made it to another Saturday. Beautiful morning. Um, the rain is kind of refreshing and nice, and it pairs in beautifully with what I'm planning on offering for our class today. I am planning on uh, leading you through a flow that is super chill. Last time I taught that kind of gentle yoga class, people were t- tended to like it. There was good feedback, I should say. And so I just thought I'd offer that again for this uh, kind of drizzly Saturday morning. We can keep it super chill. But as always, if you came to not keep it chill and you just want to like do all the planks and like do all the vinyasas and all of the things, you can do that. uh, but just like the last gentle yoga class that I taught, my intention for us is to keep it super chill and to be okay with doing less. And I'm literally saying that to myself as I look at myself in the live stream. Because I'm a human that does not like to do less. I have no chill. So, a lot of times, insider tip when yoga instructors offer poses or intentions, it's typically because we really need it, maybe more than you. But the comment in the little chat buddy, I did mention to grab a blanket, uh, and you'll want to roll it as such, just like into a cute little bolster like object, like a cylinder, if you will. Or if you have a bolster, do that. We are going to be putting this cute little bolster like moment under our knees as we get started. Um, oh, and all sorts of chats popped up. Good morning, everyone. And if you're playlisting, let's get started. Playlist is in the chat as well. We'll go ahead and press play on that, and we're going to get started on our backs. And like I said, we are going to rest our legs on our cute little bolster baby. And we'll just gently lower down. Allowing the outer tips of the shoulders to really wrap down toward the earth. And your choice as to whether you want the palms facing up or if you need a little bit more of a grounding moment, maybe the palms are face down with the hands resting on the earth. And as you settle here, if this is a lot on the low back, you can always put a gentle bend into the knees or add a pillow or more blankets underneath your knees. Yogi's choice on if the eyes are open or if they're closed. We'll start to kind of drop into the breath. Just following the inhale and the exhale. Allowing this breath to kind of cleanse the body and the mind of all the gunk that gets piled up throughout the week. Thinking of it as your your own little rain moment for your body and mind. That the breath is just washing it all clean. And we'll start to find a nice rhythm to the breath, a nice even inhale and exhale. Thinking of it as kind of your yogi heartbeat for your practice. And no matter what movement we're going through or what pose we're holding, you can drop back to this breath and this sense of chill and being okay with doing less. And keeping the arms resting on the earth, we're going to turn the right palm up toward the sky and keep the left palm resting down toward the earth. So essentially, your hands are gonna be like this. Whoop. These are gonna feel weird. It's gonna be okay. And with your next breath, we'll turn the left palm up toward the sky, right palm rest down toward the earth. And we'll just start to flow with the breath here. Your choice on how long you want to hold the hands in these alternating positions until you change. But maybe you inhale, switch, exhale, hold. And inhale, switch, and exhale, hold. With your next inhale, let's bring both palms up toward the sky. Again, allowing the outer shoulders to melt down toward the earth, feeling that gentle little puff of the heart up toward the sky. Then let's inhale, reach the hands up toward the sky. Giving a gentle roll of the wrists. And we're not gonna do the same thing with the arms again. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes and also wake up your brain a little bit. So we're gonna reach the right hand toward the back of the space and left fingers reach down toward the earth. Inhale up, and then left hand reaches back, right hand reaches forward toward the toes. Inhale up and exhale down, or whatever makes sense in your breath. We're essentially just opening up the shoulders, creating a little more space and movement. Maybe you're imagining that you are a synchronized swimmer right now. You're doing your best routine with all of your best synchronized swimming yogis. That one was for Jamie. She loves synchronized swimming. So and we'll reach the hands up toward the sky. And let's bring the knees in toward the chest, holding onto shins, knees, or backs of the thighs, whatever makes sense in the body. Maybe you rock a little side to side. We'll come back to the center and let's just bring that left foot onto the ground or maybe onto your cute little bolster moment. We'll hug the right knee in. And let's press that right foot up toward the sky. Feel free to keep a nice, gentle bend in that leg. That feels good. Then we'll bend the knee again. And we'll press that right foot forward. And bring that knee in. And we'll press the foot up toward the sky. And can you start to find that deep engagement with the leg, that it's not simply just pressing the foot one way and then another, but you can feel that engagement, that activation of the entire leg pressing the foot forward, almost as if you are pressing something heavy away and then up. Maybe you're imagining that you are in the trash compactor in Star Wars and you are trying to save you and your rebellion friends. And then let's bring the right foot down onto the earth, keeping bending that knee. And we'll bring that left knee in. Apparently, I'm filled with all sorts of analogies today. So let's do this. And let's press that left foot up toward the sky. We'll bend that left knee. And we'll press the left foot forward. And bring the knee in. Left foot up. You can really do whatever you want to with the arms and the hands as you start to wake up and energize that left leg. One more time, pressing the foot forward, pressing the trash compactor away. And we'll press the foot up toward the sky. And let's bend that left knee. Left foot meets right. However it makes sense in the body, maybe you rock and roll up and down the spine. Maybe you just come over to the side and press your way up to a comfortable seat. And depending on how the hips are feeling, maybe you unroll your cute little cylinder and or just put it right underneath your hips. But finding a comfortable seat, legs can be crossed, they can be out in front of you, whatever feels good. And we'll rest the hands on the knees and find that nice long spine, almost as if you're sitting up against a wall. And let's start to bring the chin down toward the chest, keeping the length in the spine, allowing the shoulders to melt away from the ears. And we'll bring the right ear toward the right shoulder. And we'll bring the chin to the chest. And left ear, left shoulder. And chin to chest. And crown of the head reaches up. Keeping the hands on the knees, let's start to find kind of a cow shape in the upper body. We'll press the heart forward. And then we're going to bump the ribs over to the left. And then we'll find a cat shape like couch melting. So you sink back. And we'll bump the ribs over to the right. And we'll find that heart opener, that cow shape. So we'll start to just find these four corners. And you can keep it very regimented, if you will, and just going to each point. Or if you want to start to get loosey-goosey with it, you can just start to find these rolls of the top body. Or instead of it being boom, point, 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 it's more like a great big circle. I'm just mainly warming us up to get to cat cow twerking, you know. I got you. All right. One more time, bringing it around town. And we'll stop at the begin. Sorry, SpongeBob reference. Uh, we'll start again with the heart reaching forward. And we're going to reverse it now. So let's bring, we'll come over to the right and then back, then over to the left and then forward. So again, feel free to take your time going from point to point, or you can start to bring it around town. And just recognizing, noticing without any judgment if there are some points that feel a little sticky. Maybe you send a little extra breath, a little extra love to those spaces, and just be aware of them as we move through our practice. And one more time, either moving through all 4 points or bringing it around town. And we'll meet with our heart reaching forward, and let's start to pull the belly in, just finding that comfortable seat. We'll bring the hands behind the hips. Nothing too crazy as we switch legs. Let's inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, let's twist toward the right. Left hand is resting on that right knee, and that back hand is just a cute little guide. We're not going to rest on it. Allow the shoulders to melt down. And keeping the body in this twisted moment, we're going to take the right hand and draw a cute little rainbow, reaching up and over, opening that right side body. And we'll come back up, coming back to that twist. And then we'll inhale both hands up to the sky, finding that long length in the spine. And exhale, let's twist toward the left. Shoulders melting down. If you're playlisting, we currently are listening to a cover of It's Going to Be Me by NSYNC. And I put this on there because pretty soon it's going to be May. Oh, man. I crack myself up sometimes. All right, and let's take that left hand and draw your cute rainbow up and over, opening that left side body. And we'll come back up, finding our way back to that twist. And we'll untwist. And let's come up and over to table pose. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Let's inhale, drop the belly, send the heart forward, finding our cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, finding cat. Just a couple of rounds here, following your breath. Maybe you speed it up, twerk it out a little bit. And let's find that long length in the spine. crown of the head reaches forward. You have a strong table back. Feel free to stay here if this feels good and solid, or we can sneak those right toes back. We'll keep the toes on the earth. Check back in with your table back. Make sure the crown of the head continues to reach forward. Just gently press out through that back heel. And we're going to sneak those right toes to the left outer edge of the mat. Maybe it's off, the toes are off the mat as well. And then we'll look over our left shoulder. So we're kind of making a cute little banana shape in the right side body. A banana table, if you will. And we'll sneak those toes right behind us again. And right knee meets left. Let's go through one round of cat-cow. And let's find that nice long spine, strong table back. Feel free to stay here, or we'll sneak those left toes back. Gently pressing out through that heel. And we'll sneak those left toes toward the right edge of the mat, looking over the right shoulder. Finding that banana shape for the left side body. Finding our banana table. And we'll sneak those left toes back behind us. And left knee meets right. And we'll bring the big toes together, knees come apart. And we'll sink down, finding our child's pose. Taking just a couple breaths here. If child's pose and you are not friends this morning, that's fine. You can always come to a comfortable seat or hang out in table pose. And just know that at any point during the practice, child's pose is always waiting for you, or whatever pose that you need to come back to your breath and to refresh. Child's pose is also a really great time to take a sip of whatever you might have in your mug this morning. And let's inhale, rise up, finding our table pose again. We're going to tuck the toes, and let's start to press the hips back toward the heels. And whenever you feel ready, knees are going to come off of the earth, and we'll find our way to our down dog. And feel free to just make it a wiggly dog. You can wag your tail, you can come up onto the toes. And if your wrists are just not having it, we will be coming to a forward fold, so you can always head there right now. But from our down dog, however it makes sense in your body, we will be coming forward to our forward fold. And let's inhale, find our halfway lift, strong table back. Exhale, we'll fold again. Feel free to keep a nice juicy bend in the knees. And you can either just inhale, rise up, or if you feel like you want to come up a little more supported, you'll just walk the hands up the legs and stack the spine. Head is the last piece to stack. Let's inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. Hands come to the heart. Just like last gentle yoga class that I taught, we won't be doing a traditional vinyasa, but I will be offering kind of like that palate cleansing moment, something familiar for us to always come back to. So to reach the hands forward, we'll take the left elbow, pull it back, and press the left hand forward. Right elbow is pulled back with the breath and reaching forward with the breath. We'll inhale, reach up to the sky. And then exhale, let's cactus out the arms. Inhale, reaches up. and hands come to the heart. So that's our little vinyasa moment. We'll be building on that as we move forward. But let's just sneak that left foot back and we'll plant the left foot if that makes sense and it feels okay in the body. If it's a lot on the back knee, you can always pop up onto the toes. But we'll use this left leg kind of as an anchor, just already start to actively root back into it. We'll just bring our hands on our hips, nothing too crazy. We'll bend into that front knee. We'll inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, up. And exhale, bend. And as the right leg is taking this cute little bend and straighten journey, can you keep actively rooting back through that left leg? All the way from the top of the leg down to that heel. Just try to find that sense of activation and energy. And we'll bend into that front knee and we'll sneak the hands onto the front thigh. And let's send the heart forward, finding a cow shape. And we'll exhale, round the spine. The pelvis will tuck a little bit here as you find your cat shape. And just follow the breath here. As you find a little bit of cat-cow with warrior one legs. But again, keeping those legs nice and active. One more time, rounding the spine. And then sending the heart forward. We'll reach the hands up to the sky. We'll come up onto the back toes. Hands come to the heart. And we're in a sneak attack chair. Stepping forward, finding your chair pose. Rooting through the soles of the feet. Rising up, reaching up. Hands reach forward. Left elbow pulls back. And can you keep your hips pointing forward? So it's just a twist in the upper body. Inhale, we'll reach the hands up to the sky and cactus out the arms. Reaching up, hands come to the heart. And we'll sneak that right foot back, planting the foot, taking a minute to wiggle things around, getting nice and comfy and cozy. As cozy as one can be in warrior one. Again, checking in with that back leg, modifying if needed, and then juicing up that leg, whether you're on the toes or if that foot's planted, allowing that right leg to be kind of an anchor for you. And hands can just be on the hips unless you want to do something fancy with your arms, then you can do that. And let's straighten that front leg. And then we'll bend. And then root through that big toe side of the foot with the front foot. I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to roll to my outer edge. So just want to make sure you're rooting through the entire span of the foot and try not to roll to one edge or another. If, thinking about your legs wasn't enough, think about your feet as well. We'll bend into that front knee. We'll straighten one more time. And again, one more time, bending into that front knee. And we'll sneak the hands onto that front thigh. Send the heart forward. And then round the spine. One more time, rounding the spine. Ooh, and we'll send the heart forward. Then we'll rise up, reaching the body the top body upward. Hands come to the heart. We'll sneak up onto those back toes and sneak attack chair. Rooting through the soles of the feet to rise up. Arms reach up and forward. Taking your next breath to pull that left elbow back. Next breath reaches the hand forward. And hands come to the heart. And let's root through the left foot as we bring the right knee up. If you don't really want to stand on one foot, that's fine. You can do all of this with the toes on the earth. And let's start to press that right foot forward. The trash compactor came back. And then we'll bend the knee one more time, pushing it away, bending the knee. And let's step back, finding our crescent pose this time. So stay up onto those back toes. Feel free to keep hands at heart, or if you love hands on hips, you can definitely do that too. We'll keep that front knee bent. We're gonna isolate this back leg. So we'll start to bend that back knee and then start to press the heel back. Just follow your breath here. It might feel odd or weird, or it might feel like, am I actually doing anything? But it also feels like I'm doing everything. Whatever it feels like in your body, you're doing it right. You're doing it beautifully. And one more time, we'll bend into that back knee. And we'll press the heel back, finding all the energy and activation in that back leg. Let's inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, we'll bend. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And we'll bring the hands on the hips if you don't already have them there. Again, keep pressing out through that back heel, finding that energy and activation. And let's start to press the heart forward. Thinking back to our table back, trying not to let things, banana out or hunch forward. You want to keep everything nice and engaged, strong table back. Maybe you start to pull the elbows toward each other. And if you start to do that and you start to banana the back, just let go of the elbows. Staying here for another breath. Finding this long line of energy. Then we'll reach the top body up. Hands come up toward the sky. Hands come to the heart. Sneak attack chair. Rooting through the soles of the feet. Let's rise up and reach up. And reach the hands forward. Left elbow pulls back. And left hand moves forward. Over to the right side. Hands reach up. And cactus out the arms. And hands to the heart. We'll root through the left foot now. Bringing that right knee up or right toes on the earth, whatever works for you this morning. And we'll press the right foot forward. No trash compactor today. You can get really intense with it. Like, this is Sparta. Boom. Yes, I just quoted 300 in a yoga class. Good job, Seville. We're going to come to our crescent pose. Hands can be on the hips, or you can do whatever you want with them. We'll keep that front knee bent. And we'll start to isolate that back knee, bending the knee, and pressing it out. Follow your breath, recognizing without judgment that each side feels different. And that's neither good, bad, or indifferent. It just is. One more time, bending that back knee and press it back out. And let's start to root through that front foot as we rise up and bending that front knee, keeping that back leg nice and active. One more time, straightening that front leg. And we'll bend into that front knee. Hands come to the waist or the hips, and you'll start to send the heart forward, keeping that strong table back. Finding that long line of energy, almost as if you can propel forward. Foreshadowing, guys, right there. And we'll pull the elbows back if that makes sense in the body. But again, if you start to do that and you get all wonky and weird with the back, just let go of that heart opener. And let's bring the shoulders over the hips, arms reach up, hands come to the heart, and sneak attack chair, sneak a chair. Sneak a chair, that's what I'm gonna call it now. Root through the soles of the feet, and let's rise up, reach up, and we'll reach the hands forward. And our left hand gets pulled back, or left elbow, sorry. And then a right elbow, and arms up. And we'll cactus out the arms. Inhale up. Hands come to the heart. We'll root through the right foot, bringing that left knee up. Press the foot forward just once, bending into the knee. And then we will step that foot back, finding our crescent pose. And then let's open up warrior two, facing the left edge of the mat. And let's inhale, straighten that front leg. We'll reach the arms up toward the sky. And then let's bend into that front knee. Turn that front palm up toward the sky. Back palm is facing down. Full circle. We did this the beginning of practice. And then we will come into our reverse warrior, reaching that right hand up and back. Let's press back, warrior two. And coming over to side angle, allowing that front forearm to rest on that front thigh, but then press up and out of that bottom shoulder. Try not to dump into it, but lengthen out of it. And the top hand can reach up toward the sky, or if that's a lot, you can always bring it onto that left hip. Let's press back, warrior two. Inhale, we'll reach up. And then we'll find our warrior two. And we will come to our crescent pose and sneak a chair. Rooting through the soles of the feet. Let's reach up. Hands reach forward. And even though this is more of a gentle vinyasa palate cleanser, can you still find that same intentionality that you have while you are doing like a normal vinyasa? We'll bring the hands to the heart, root through that left foot, right knee comes up, and let's press the right foot forward, and we'll bend the right knee, and we'll send the right foot back, Finding our crescent pose. We're going to open up warrior two, facing the right edge of the mat. We're going to flip to the other side. And let's straighten that front leg, reaching up to the sky. And let's come back to warrior two. Front palm turns up toward the sky, back palm stays down. And I'm a little teapot, tip backward. Again, check back in with the legs. Nice, strong, active foundation here. And we'll press back, warrior two. And we'll come over to side angle again, pressing up and out of that bottom shoulder. If having the right hand reaching up is a lot, hand can come to the hip. And we'll press back, warrior two. Inhale to reach up, straighten that front leg. Exhale, warrior two. And we're gonna bring the hands to the heart. And we'll pivot the feet so they're about parallel. Inhale, let's reach the heart up toward the sky. And exhale, we're going to fold. So yogi's choice on what your fold looks like. You can keep a bend in the knees if that is nicer on the legs. The hands don't reach the earth. You can always hold on to the legs, or you can bring the legs in and have a little coach squat. You can sway side to side. You can booty bump. Whatever feels good for you. Just get to it. And we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, finding like a halfway lift in the top body, that strong table back. We'll sneak the hands onto the waist, the hips, and powering through the legs and the core, let's rise up. If you get a little bit of a head rush, take a minute to be still. And then we will rotate toward the front of our mat. Left foot should be forward, right foot should be back. Hands come to the heart. Sneak a chair. Ooh, that sounds like a Pokemon. Sneak a chair. And then we'll rise up and reach up. And we'll reach the arms forward. Left elbow pulls back. Maybe you extend that left hand all the way back this time. And swoop the arm forward. Right elbow pulls back. Again, maybe you open things up a little bit more. Maybe you swoop the right arm forward, both hands up, and we'll cactus out the arms. Reaching up. Hands come to the heart. We're going to sneak the left foot back, finding our crescent pose, actively pressing back through this, did you say left, right, whichever leg, powering through the back leg. There we go. Feel free to stay here, or you can start to lean forward. Hands can always come back to the waist if that feels a little more grounding and supported. Feel free to stay here. You can add in the elbows. If you're feeling powered and juiced up enough that you'd like to find some flight, you can always come into a warrior three. I think I'm gonna keep 2 feet on the ground this morning. Be a little grounding moment. Wherever you're at, whether you're holding things steady, coming in and out of things, if you're flying, just keep your breath nice and intentional. We'll find our way back to our crescent pose. Hands reach up and hands come to the heart. No sneak a chair this time. We'll just step forward. And let's step the other foot back. Whichever one wasn't back last time, it's back this time. Juice up that back leg, hands either at heart or at waist. And we'll start to lean forward, leading with the heart. Finding that long line of energy, juice everything up. And maybe you start to find some flight. Maybe you keep 2 feet on the ground. Maybe you get really non-committal about your flight, like, no, no. You can do whatever you want to do. But again, just come back to that strong, steady breath. And we'll find our way back to crescent pose. And we'll bring hands to the heart. And then we'll just step forward. One last time with our little palate cleanser. Left elbow pulls back. Again, maybe you twist all the way open. And a right elbow reaches back. Both hands up to the sky. Let's cactus out the arms. We'll reach up to the sky and let's fold forward. So this is the point of our practice that if like you want that traditional vinyasa, like that's missing from your life today, I'm going to invite you to do that. But if you're not going to vinyasa, we'll just make our way to table pose. From our table pose, let's find our cow shape and our cat shape. And we'll sneak that left foot back, staying up on those left toes. And we're going to roll open, finding our modified side plank with the right hand down. Again, pressing up and out of that bottom shoulder. And you can either actively root through that left foot, or maybe you find a little bit of flight there. Maybe you reach the left hand forward, creating a little extra space in the left side body. And we'll bring everything back to that table pose. And we'll sneak the right toes back. And as you feel ready, we'll open up to side plank on the other side. Again, pressing up and out of that bottom shoulder, almost like if at any point I could ask you to rise up, but I'm not going to. And then option to maybe float that back leg, or maybe you reach the right arm forward. And we'll bring everything back to table. And however makes sense in the body, we're just going to come onto our booties. And nothing too exciting to lower down. We're just going to get there. So if you need all extra core things, feel free to add those in. We're just going to plop on down. Bring the right knee in, keeping the left foot planted. And then we'll press that right foot up toward the sky, holding onto the backside of the leg if that makes sense in the body. If you can't necessarily hold onto the leg without bringing the head and shoulders off of the earth, Then we'll prioritize the head and shoulders resting down. And rotating from deep up in the hip, we'll turn the right toes out to the right and cross the ankle over the left thigh, finding your figure four shape. Feel free to stay here. This feels super delightful. Or if you do want to hug the legs in, you can do that. But again, prioritize the head and the shoulders. So if hugging the legs in means that you're straining, please don't do that. And we'll bring that left foot down. Right foot reaches up toward the sky. And right foot comes down next to the left. And let's hug that left knee in. And then let's press that left foot up toward the sky. Again, holding onto the backside of the leg if that is accessible in the body. And we'll rotate from deep up in the hip, turning the left toes out toward the left. And we'll cross that left ankle over the right thigh. Feel free to just stay here, enjoy your best moments. Or maybe you start to hug the legs in. And as I've said before, recognizing without judgment that each side is a little different, especially when we get into the hips. This is my cranky hip. Cranky hip, meet the world. um, so yeah, just give yourself all the extra love and support if you are working with a cranky hip or cranky any part of body. And we'll bring the right foot down onto the earth. We'll press the left foot up toward the sky. Left foot comes down to meet right. And we'll bring both knees in toward the chest again. And with your next exhale, let's lower the knees over to the right. And again, you can do whatever you want to with the arms here. You can keep them resting pretty close to the body, or you can bring the arms out to a T, or you can come back to that cactus shape that we explored a bunch in our practice. Start to come back to that deep intentional breath you established at the beginning of your practice. Allowing the breath to reset. And like we said before, kind of wash out all of the things that have built up throughout the week. And just create new space, new energy, a little bit of new life in the body and mind. And we'll bring the knees back to the center. And then we'll lower the knees over to the other side. And just because we are hanging out in a pose for a couple breaths, couple moments, doesn't mean that once you get there, you're stuck there. So feel free to keep wiggling around and moving the arms around and do whatever you need to do to find that moment of like, oh, yes, this is the pose for me. And we'll come back to the center. And feel free to move through any other poses that the body might be craving or wanting before you start to drop into our final pose. So if you want to grab your bolster, your cylinder blanket, you can always put that underneath the knees as well, or you can unfurl it and make yourself a little blanket burrito to really settle in for a final resting pose. But take your time getting cozy and comfy there. And just because we are dropping into this pose doesn't mean you're stuck there. So you can keep adjusting and wiggling until you find that moment you're like, oh, yes, this is the pose for me. Again, palms can be up or down or resting on the body. And let's start to deepen the breath, inviting movement back into the hands and the feet, gently rocking the head side to side. As you feel ready, start to make your way to a comfortable seat. And we'll bring the hands to the heart. Thank you for sharing your practice, energy, and spirit with me, with all the other yogis that are practicing with you. The light within me honors the light within each and every one of you. Namaste. And cheers. Thank you guys for practicing with me and for cracking up at all my funny jokes because I know that that's what you guys were doing at home. Probably literally rolling on the floor laughing. So thank you for that. Oh, perfect. Good morning, everyone that popped on and said hi after we got started. And thank you, Debbie. Ooh, after a run. Yeah, that was, yeah. Hopefully your legs are feeling pretty good. Yes, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Before I send you on your way, I mean, obviously you can just like click out at any point, but suggested donation is $5 per yogi, but any thought of gratitude is perfect as well. We are going to start changing up our schedule for online classes. Pretty soon we won't be offering Saturday morning classes, which is good because that means we'll be seeing you in person more. But as always, you know, all of our classes are still online. We'll still be offering our Monday night classes for sure. And I believe the Wednesday classes, Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong. Sneak a chair. Oh, you guys. Thanks for thinking I'm so funny. Golly. All right. Anyways, I'm going to just stop, you know, spitballing here, and I will send you on your way on your beautiful weekend. Keep it classy.